Do you ever find yourself sort of in a decorating rut of sorts between holidays? So it may feel too soon for Easter, but you're beyond the pink and red hearts of Valentine's Day. Well, simple ribbons can take you from holiday to holiday and also help you fill in the gaps in between with just a touch of color and pattern. Ribbons really can add an impact. And my first guest this morning says, no holiday, no problem. And she has a formula for the perfect pairings and placements of ribbons all around our home. Kara Davis joining me to share her love of all things ornate. It's great to have you, Kara. Thank you for being here.
So glad to be here.
Lovely display.
Thanks.
And lovely idea that with something as simple as a ribbon, we really can fill our homes with prettiness.
Truly, I mean, I feel like ribbon has just runs through my blood. I mean, I've got my family picture up here to just kind of show that bows and ribbons have just been a part of my life since the time I was little. And I just love that the world is kind of entering what we're calling this bow era. And I'm like, finally.
It's the moment.
I mean, I've been wearing bows in my hair, bows in clothes.
I see bows in your ears.
My ears, just tying them everywhere. And so I love that we're here and just kind of celebrating that, but also just trying to show how you can use ribbons everywhere in any part of your
I think that is
home.
Both cute and fantastic that you were the bow girl before the bow girl was a thing.
Yes.
And now everyone's trying to be the bow girl. So we're going to learn from the OG. We're going to learn from the girl who loved them from the beginning. Well, the obvious start that many of us have embraced is the front door. And I actually love that this trend hasn't gone away. We're still loving it.
Me too. Me too. I have been putting ribbons on my doors since when we first got married, almost, what,
Really?
17 years ago.
Really?
Yes, yes. And up here we have our everyday that just kind of bridges you, like you said, from holiday to holiday, kind of that in between. And so easy to just swap out with St. Patrick's Day coming up. But I just love having everyday ribbons that can kind of bridge that gap and come to your aesthetics.
Hold this lovely lady up again,
Yes.
because the dripping ribbon, if we want to talk about the evolution of a trend, the dripping ribbon
Truly.
has been our friend for the last 2 years.
It's my favorite.
And now I'm seeing more of this, though, the structured
Yes.
bow that has, what, wire in it, right?
It has wire in it.
And she's going to hold her form. She's going to keep her figure.
Yes, she's gonna look good all season, all long, and you're just gonna keep her on a hanger in your basement, and she's gonna look good for the next time you want to bring her out.
This is the next step for me, and I think a lot of women, is just a single bow.
Yes.
The drippings have been lovely,
Yep.
the bunches have been beautiful, and now we can maybe embrace the simplicity of just a single, I refer to the female pronoun, a single gal.
I love
right?
it, yes,
This
yes.
bow is a she.
She's just simple elegant,
Yeah.
right?
If we do want to group, though, not just on our front door, but in our homes as well, you have a formula for that.
Yes, and you know, it's funny because we've been pairing ribbons for a long time for all of our customers, and they just have said, you know, we want to have those same fun things that you do on the door,
Yeah.
that we put on our baskets. We want to be able to use them in our homes and tie them on gifts or baskets and things like that. And so I kind of feel like we've come up with this formula
Okay.
that has made everyone happy.
Let's hear it.
The first is that we start with like a 2.5-inch ribbon.
Okay, can I be your holder?
Yes, and that's just kind of like the base that kind of sets, you know, it holds everything in place.
Okay.
And then just a simple pattern. And here we have a stripe.
So bold and then simple.
And this is about a 1.5-inch
Okay,
ribbon. And
okay.
then this is where it starts getting fun.
Oh,
we're gonna
this is
add in
lovely.
a pop of color and a fun pattern. And then we're gonna kind of do the cherries on top, the texture, right? We've got the velvet and we've got the gold rickrack. And so this is kind of our method for starting at the beginning with 2.5, going all the way to your little fine details.
It's a great formula to hold on to as I hold on to this grouping.
It feels good too.
Well, your brain sees it naturally, but for the rest of us, we need that step by step. So thick, subtle pattern, color, and then texture.
Exactly.
Is what we're going
Yep.
for. And 5, is that a good count?
5, I love to do things in odds.
Okay.
And that's kind of like what they use in decorating. So 3s, 5s, 7s, I
Yes.
feel like looks good.
All right, beyond the front door, where else might we put your favorite motif, the bow or the ribbon, in our homes?
Okay, so I obviously, everything I see could use a ribbon.
You're like, where can't we?
I mean, but I'm partial,
What a dumb
right?
question. Where can't we put a bow? Yeah.
I love ribbons. So you'll see that I've tied them onto my basket. This is actually my go to church, go outing basket, but
Okay.
also serves as a decor element in the front entry of my home.
So this is perched just next to your front door.
Yes, and then I just grab it, throw my purse and some books in, and off we go.
I love that you actually use it, because in my house this would just be ornamental, but let's use the pretty things.
Yes,
Yes.
use the fun things. I love tying them onto candles.
This is
and-
really sweet, actually.
Yes.
And the tapered candles, I don't want to knock these over, I just want to be able to see the view.
Yeah.
The tapered candles are so in right now as well,
Totally.
so to add that softness, because they are kind of angular and structural.
Right.
So to add that softness softness with the ribbon is
I
really
think
sweet.
it totally softens it, and light your candles.
Oh, yes.
We're all about
See?
lighting. I mean, they're just not decorative. Use the candles.
Use the tote, light the candles.
Yes.
Are these, the point is that they trail kind of on the mantle or on the table?
Yes, I love the trailing, but you could also tie a beautiful bow in them, whatever you prefer.
Okay, all right, what's happening here?
This is just actually a corner in my kitchen. We keep treats in the jar. Usually there's a fruit or veggie, whatever we picked up recently, and then just our plates. And so it just, again, a little decor element to add the softness and soften up the hard metal.
This is perfectly said. Soften the hard metal, and this is a perfect demonstration of like the paperweight or the little kind of kitschy objects that we put around our built-ins or our bookshelves or our counters. Just tie a bow on it.
Yes, just
Soft,
softens it,
sweet.
elevates.
Yes, these pictures can't get much sweeter, but the bow does the job.
Okay, yes, I love adding bows and ribbons to pictures, and I do feel like you could, if it's seasonal, you could add a seasonal ribbon. Or if it's just every day, these are why I have blue, because it kind of goes with my home decor.
Yeah.
And then putting a picture behind a frame, I just feel like, especially our bow girl,
Right.
It just kind of brings it all together. And I
She's
think
your
it's a
bow
fun.
girl. She's
Yes,
yours. She's
yes.
yours. Yeah, adding that softness, that ribbon to framed artwork, and you drape it behind. We're seeing a picture
Yes,
here
yeah.
of the ribbon tails just kind of trailing behind the actual frame itself.
I think it just cozies up that little space and makes it a personal touch that makes it yours. It's no longer just a picture on the wall. It's got that soft elegance.
With this one coming top down, how are you affixing that or adhering that to the frame?
So the frame is right up against the wall with a nail, and I just literally drop the tails behind, and this just rests right on top of the frame.
Okay, all right.
Or if you're using command strips, you can feed it back behind, and it works just the same.
I like that effect, that layered effect.
Yeah,
that
me
designers
too.
talk all the time about layering.
Exactly.
And that's an unexpected way to do it. And we'll end on the daintiest of details, but look at that, just a little something atop a glass jar. Easy to do, makes such an impact, and will stretch us, as I said, through those holiday gap points. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Where
me.
can we see more from you?
So we are on Instagram at House of Turnberry, or we're online at houseofturnberry.com.
You curate ribbon, you sell ribbon,
Yes.
and show us all the beautiful ways to use it in our home. So we will link you over to her website from ours. Great to have you. Great
Thank
to
you
meet
for having me.
Good job.